Yeah, you can give
how you were going to
just
discuss what you were going to say, and you can give each other feedback on the approach.
I'm just taking a simulation, right? So we are going to, as an organization,
You have written that?
I didn't select you actually, but
efficiencies and all of things. And we want a core team that can actually help us get there. And when I look at, I almost have a week and we have to pick a few people who can actually go and absorb this.
There are business
And it is going to be very stressful. It's going to be very tough. It's going to be challenging someone from what I learned from the files. So there are some things that I really like what you said, which is more practical.
I spoke 60 people.
exactly, that's why I was like,
So 12:30 was
Maybe dealing with stress could have been even more stronger for
then you
me.
when I
Speak
asked
is-
you, and then maybe before
maybe I was like in some zone where we were talking.
I was like, okay.
But yes, if you feel that in future you still want that you have it and you want to go
What I was about to say to the president, I would invite Hanna in your conversations in other time and discuss on the result of
I won't be able to get you on this call.
we had a conversation. I will define that we are going through some dynamic, challenging messages. That's why we want to be do something quite good. And that person did share some tips on preparation. He probably took that a lot of time. That's the reason that I will get to
Is that bad?
Because she said she only has very small number of cases. And then she said,
I know you resist to me.
Okay, 2 more minutes.
When you need them, then they will not
she
be
said
able
she
to.
values relationship.
That's the
I
problem
thought
with
if
such
it's like a
things.
challenge, I must do it.
Like
But
in
if she's
a lot
so
of our work,
softness,
right? We have some projects and we only can pick one or two people
it's
that
quite
can
important
do
in
it.
a
It
relationship.
doesn't work
So
also.
might be able to
And the others are like on what basis we do it.
She said,
And we are into an
another
answer.
thing that I would be saying, I would say, you are not chosen, it is not because you are not good, but it's only because we have limited quota.
Think so much about it.
Probably your previous experience.
Some people listen back and
Well, it's
they want to take me down. It's fine.
I want me in my project.
Did you feel the message was very clear as to why
It
you
was
have
clear,
chosen?
but my mind started working.
Yeah.
All kinds of things. Why me? Should I take it as it's okay, or should I find a sign?
Oh, yeah.
You know, these things
No,
are
rather
working.
what happens is in a conversation.
So
you
that was
have-
not too late.
And you're worried
How was
about
it for you?
No, it's difficult
Sometimes when you
because
start the
you're
conversation,
worried
you
that
just say that,
maybe not
let me
this
tell
was
you
the
how
right
this
situation
conversation
that you
relates.
wanted
You
to
basically
use
stand
or
for
was like,
right? I will tell you what to discuss. I will be telling you.
with the amount of
Instead of
investment you're gonna have.
giving a
There was quite,
structured
quite a good reasoning.
ask the person,
Why
we are
Why
going
you
to
think
discuss
that?
this. Do you have
Why do I
something
think
in
it will not be in
Let
this
us
project?
so
So that was
make
good.
it a more
But at the same time,
conversation
me
rather than
receiving,
telling
I'm
the
just trying to
person,
see
this is what we're going for.
how can I bring my thoughts into, should I fight for it, or should I let it go in that kind of a dilemma?
Realistic scenario, but it's not very
Somewhere to take a nap.
So don't take note from anybody.
Okay, if we can wrap up our conversation in the next 5, 4, 3, 2. Thank you. So, you all survived.
I think we're still friends.
So, firstly, for the two that delivered the challenging messages direct to the recipient, how did that go for you? How did that feel?
A bit weird because I mean it's not really as clear cut as if I would say to say that okay you're not selected to hire or you don't get the promotions. As this one is even more weird, I can say. So what I tried to do is I spent a lot of time to explain the whole background, so not just why I didn't choose. So So I said like, okay, we're gonna phase a mission layout. So we will have lots of challenging conversations with different people. They may have a different reactions to it. So we need people who can deal with the various reactions. So I need someone thought a lot of that, and I said, but then finally, but I can't pick you because your style is similar with mine.
Yeah, thank you, Tricia. And the point you hit on about how this compares to a recruitment situation, going around the room, I felt a lot of people have done some recruitment in their time, and it was the conversation was around, you know, your skills aren't the best fit, but they're not. It's not that you don't have great skills. How about you? How did it go for you, Radha?
Yeah, I mean, it went okay because, you know, I also gave the context that we gave the situation of an organization where there is something stressful that's going to come up from where efficiencies will happen and messages have to be given. And then I said from a stress tolerance level, you did not come across as somebody who could take that and be able to deal with it. But I was also worried about the consequences of this in the future because I felt that while the relationship as well as the person's commitment to contribute or to put an effort to learn, right? Because you want the person to continue to develop and work on this area. So I was worried that maybe that will get impacted.
And for those receiving, any feedback?
Yeah, just to continue with, because Radha she chose me. She doesn't like me, so she chose me. But she explained also why. No, but in this situation, as receiving, it's quite a mixed feeling.
Yeah.
Number one, should I just take it and keep quiet with me? Two, should I react back and say, why not me? Another one also I thought about is I already have too many things on my plate. Should I even bother to take this seriously or not? You know, this kind of feeling comes, but definitely the inner one says that why am I not in that situation? Why am I not in that core team? She actually came up telling that this is a core team we are having as a project and we will be doing this and because of the situation I don't think you will be part of it. So first thing is that inner gut says, what did I do wrong for me to not be part of it?
So
That's
I
fair
see
enough.
from your situation you took it beyond the game, and if this were in a work context as well. Great. Any other feedback or thoughts, any of the tools and tips that we learned earlier in the day that resonated most with you? Any other reflections? Okay. Well, this game that we played was actually based on an experiment that the psychologist Baumeister uses in his research. And it was about looking at how people emotionally react to rejection. So as you see, there was an opportunity here to experience rejection by some people, and then looking at how they reacted in the response. Any tricky responses or reactions that you got compared to what you thought? But that moves us into our...
I was just thinking that, and again, when she told me that I have not selected you, and I asked that, okay, tell me the reason. So she said that you haven't had that many number of conversations, right, with people. So I said, what do you mean? So she said that 12 or 13. I said that was the team size I was talking. So the point I'm trying to make here is that sometimes when you're receiving this message, you have questions in your mind that the data that is being presented to you is not actual, and that happens a lot of time, basis which you get feedback. And once the person commits to providing challenging feedback, then it becomes very difficult to change the mindset, even when you present the correct data, right? Because the person has taken a position. I mean, the person who's delivering. So
they've prepared, and this is the message I'm giving you.
Yeah, that this is my position. While you have all the data, but still, you need to look at this. This was not there, and then the person who's delivering starts manufacturing some of the data points in that which are very subjective. So that was just a thought that came to my mind when we were having this conversation.
Thank you. I think that's a good thing to keep in mind when we look at the reactions too. So how you prepare is also then going to impact the reaction that you get as well, potentially. Okay, so let's take a look at reactions. So earlier in the session with Jay, we looked at what our own situation was, something that you have to do back at work. So thinking about your own situation, what's the worst that could happen? Which reactions are you most afraid of or just don't want to come up with? How much you think the person that you need to deliver your challenging message to might react?
Angry.
Physical attack.
Yeah. Threats?
Switch off.
Demotivated.
Cry.
Which I wanted to.
Argument.
Defensive. Silence.
Okay. So having a look at these, I think I'm keen to hear your suggestions as well. There's 3 groups, so the sort of angry, physical, threatening, arguing, so maybe angry. And then switch off, demotivated, silence. Yep. And then perhaps, and I think perhaps, and then defensive would be the third one. So having a look at these 3 broad groups of reactions, I'm now going to ask that in 3 groups, so 2 groups of 2 and 1 group of 3, we're going to delve into these potential reactions, and I'll ask you to, in those groups, consider how you would deal with them. So we'll pick groups in a moment, and group 1, angry, will go to this flip chart, group 2 will go to this flip chart, and group 3, defensive, will go to this flip chart, and also please write the right one. So we're talking about some tricky things here, so to get you into groups, let's think of something positive, and I'd like you to line up from when was the last time you were on holidays. So if you were on holidays
Today.
last week, so
Last
you
year.
really need a break, let's
Okay,
try
you
and
would get.
find out.
I was
Last year.
January. 2 months ago.
January.
2 months. 2 months.
I'm last. I didn't have holiday for long.
Last year.
2 months ago.
Oh,
I can't remember.
January.
I'm
Oh,
looking for a
December
holiday.
maybe.
For December. Then
No,
I'm
January.
January.
So go that side, no?
Last year.
Last year when?
Last
year.
Yeah, last year.
November.
November. Okay, you're my friend.
Okay, December, last.
December.
I just make it.
If I can maybe.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice. Which when did you go, my dear?
November.
Oh, okay. June. Okay, come we both go that side.
Okay,
Yes.
so I will ask the most refreshed Trisha with the most in need of a break,
Come, give me some
Jayanthi, to be
ideas to go
together.
for a holiday.
And Sukasa and Hoa, so please be number 1, Sukasa and Hoa be number 2, and you 3 if you can be number 3 over here. Grab a pen, and in 2 minutes, can you please write down your reaction at the top, and then how you would deal with that reaction.
Which is defensive.
Number 3 is defensive.
Defensive.
Do this maybe switch and then just focus. So I feel let them practice.
How would you deal?
Let them out. Let them write down.
Correct. Yeah.
Figure out like what
Party, for party.
Then ask them.
I think I don't. Yeah. So we maybe set the different time.
Correct.
Yeah,
You didn't say.
yeah, let them.
And then kind of let it
Try
sink
to
in.
have constructive question.
think about it.
Actually, the other thing is also have an open mind. Because when the person is defensive, you tend to think that he's just giving arguments. Yes, sir.
You can ask the question to probe whether the goal of the person is the same. Even not having the same goal, they could say something in their goal, so we say something in our goal.
So how do we actually handle that kind of
Yes.
Yes.
10 more seconds.
And future, and be able to see only this objective. So I can see this objective.
Okay, just finish up in 5, 4, 3, 2,
Yeah, context.
What's your objective? Hey,
Great.
now we should go to the lunch.
Not yet. Now I will ask each group to nominate an A, whether you're an A or a B.
Oh, okay.
And for your group, you can have 2 A's and 1 B.
Maybe.
Okay. But you're A and B? Awesome. Okay, so I'd ask all the A's to go to A for angry, and all the B's to go to switch off. And if you can spend the next 2 minutes discussing these reactions, and please let's add in any other suggestions that we might have for how to deal with them.
Okay, so want to like explore what he or she is thinking about how is feeling at that moment of time, and asking question how they're feeling, what are you thinking, and then maybe we schedule something.
Should we, in this situation,
Years with this, reminded
to bring back the energy? If they switched off is this because they don't want us to listen, right? How do we get them into a conversation? Some
Yeah, but most important is this is important. I feel that you first get them to express their feeling, make them ask more questions. So
probe them with
how they make them see this more, as a positive thing and just see this as a so make them see the objective beyond.
What does this mean? Share similar experience. So there was another person who got angry.
this is
This is very difficult. Yeah, not hearing on their education. And you don't know what's going on inside their minds, right?
So I
And you
reflect
can
on
also emphasize on the relationship. Why do you, so you can say that,
maybe the impact and identity of that person can be different we talked about.
emphasize on, exactly. Then they will feel that you
Okay,
value
let's finish
their
up in 10
point of
seconds,
view.
please.
Then, or maybe they'll come out
They'll
from
open
that.
up more,
now Pong really wants to go backwards. That's all.
Okay, in 3, 2, 1, let's finish up. So this group here, can you please move to defensive? And the angry folks, please move to switch off.
You can switch.
And please continue to ask questions.
So this is what me and was discussing when people deliver challenging messages and they just switch off. What do? We ask, how are you feeling? Maybe it's better to reschedule it, so let it sink in what we told them.
Probe on outcomes, especially
They're completely silent, so just ask them, what are you thinking right now? What do you want to do? And they answer, okay, be objective, but how can that help you being completely silent?
and you will listen. Lastly, you want to be very objective and you don't want them to make anything out on your
I think we can ask them to reflect
very
or write
objective about
how
the
you feel.
situation so that
Write the paper.
take this as,
You don't know what to say.
No, switch off doesn't mean that the person is like
Yeah.
not talking. He's talking, but he's like in a state of mind which is
Silence.
Yeah, that is silent. This is switch off. So he's in a state of mind where he is listening, but he is not accepting what you're saying. So it is non-listening.
This was something else maybe.
You said right now.
This is
Maybe
something
this
that we
particular
are
situation
doing.
not able to
You can
include
mention
them.
what's the ritual.
So he's talking.
What's your thought?
Maybe show something.
His mind is just
That
not
way they may
there.
fit in.
It's not, is it that? What do you mean by switch off?
Then maybe these
Switch
kind of
off as
people.
in-
Again, we have this also right now.
No, processing anything.
Yeah, he's
And we
he or
want
she
them
is
because
just
some of them are very
accepting
good
whatever is
talent and
coming
the other ones who
rather than even thinking about it.
Ah, okay.
Talking but not
How
relevant.
do you keep that?
He's talking.
Let's
but
wrap up
maybe
in
it's
the
not
next 10
relevant.
seconds, please.
Okay, I agree, and let's get on
And
with
that
this.
there I can see why it needs to be objective. So we cannot, this is nothing personal. It's all like,
If you
well, you are
really
in fact
But I think one of the
unfortunate.
things is that
to anger.
why the person is like that is a question that
Yeah.
manager needs to think about.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, this is more about how would you deal with this reaction. So I would also want to know that why is the person why is the person switched off? Because when the person is switched off, it means that something has
Why they let
happened.
out
Right?
and
Hold it.
When the phone?
It's gone.
Okay, so depends it.
Again,
Make sure that we
send this
get proper
So
data.
maybe we want to share some similar
Let them
experience
express
where they which can a little
ask question properly whether what is that
what's next, and that's why we said, we want to see what is next. Somebody said,
the objective.
I think picking the right
Verify
time.
the direction.
Yes. If they are not in the frame of mind,
Can we
you don't need to do it now. It's the right time.
I think yes, agree.
The emotions are really high, then you want to pause and say, are you okay meeting? Maybe.
You give me your
Yeah, because you want the emotions to be now, otherwise you never be objective about the conflict.
Oh, you use different.
Unfortunately, I think for me when I compare to media and see, media you can have such people, it's scary.
Scared.
They don't show as much as
But in very extreme situations, you don't
Okay,
have-
let's wrap up in the next 10 seconds if we can, please.
Yeah.
it's good to be prepared for
It's
that.
gone quiet here. We think that all the options have already come
Yeah.
up with.
So,
Thinking was on.
Yeah.
talk to
That's a good list.
that one was
All right, if you're finished, can we take our seats, please? Sure. So, looking around the room, I saw some common themes coming up around, particularly letting them have their say, asking them questions. That seemed to be a common theme that came up. Any other ways that you deal with reactions that you think could apply to